Hi everyone and welcome back to SGTV. We are joined once again by Karen Boone from She's Electric, and today we're going to be talking about Karen's progression in the industry. So Karen, thank you for joining us again. It's always a pleasure, as usual, to have you on the show. So I'm going to start off the episode by, I heard that you recently had your tools stolen. So I'm just going to let you go from there and how it's affected your decision to sort of where you're going now.
Okay. So I had my tools stolen, and that's the second time in 4 years that that's happened to me. And the first time it happened, I nearly didn't sort of get back up again, because it's just a horrible thing. It's a bit like being violated. And I just thought, oh, I just can't bear to do this all over again. But I had some amazing support, some friends and other, my peer network, and it was fine. I got back going again, and it was all good. And then, as I say, it happened again. Now, there's a few things that have been going on in the background. One is, I'm not getting any younger, and I don't really want to be scrabbling around in lofts when I'm 55. And I know, I love the construction industry. I think it's an amazing place to be. Obviously, I feel passionately about raising the standards in our industry, raising the perception of trades, encouraging more apprenticeships into construction. Obviously, women in trades, that's a big thing for me. I want to be a role model, and I didn't want to just go, oh, that's it, I'm going to go and do, I'm going to go and be a secretary, or I'm going to go and just, I don't know, do whatever. Done loads of things in the past. So there's things that I could have gone back to. There's contacts that I've got, but I did want to really stay in the industry. So I just put out on my social media, these are all the other skills that I've got. Would anybody like to employ me? Very tongue in cheek. And I was really, really pleasantly surprised by what came back to me. People saying, please don't leave the industry, you're a role model and we need more people like you, which was lovely to hear. And I also did have a few job offers off the back of that. And I was just like, wow, this is amazing. So the job that I'm going to do is still in construction, because I do want to stay in the industry. But it's just moving more into the audiovisual, security, home automation, smart home technology side of the business. That's not to say that, it couldn't grow into other things. The guy that I'm going to work for, he's very open-minded. He's basically created this role for me, and he said, look, just come on board. He's in a bit of overwhelm. He wants somebody to offload some of his work too. And yeah, he's given me, it's a dream job, because basically he said, he hasn't said do what you want when you want, but he's just said, if you're here making a difference and you're, offloading some of my stuff, then that's great. So my actual title is Head of Business Development, which, is, sounds very posh. But at the moment, I'm managing director of my own company. But anyway, I'm really excited about it, and I'm still going to be on all my social media. I'm still going to be promoting all the things that I feel passionately about. I'm just going to be going into it's a sideways step, I see it as, and it's just a new avenue. I mean, being in this industry and being an electrician, there are so many things that you can specialize in and go, oh, I want to be niche this, or I want to be niche that. This is just for me. I'm still going to be using the skills that I've got. It will just be nice to get off the tools, and it will also be nice to not have that pressure of walking in the door and then still having all your admin to do, and your phoning and your emailing and your client liaison. So yeah, I feel really, really positive about making the change, and maybe having my tools stolen was a bit of a catalyst, because had that not have happened, I possibly wouldn't have made the decision that I've made.
Yeah, and it's quite a natural progression, I think. We've just finished filming a mini series, which is going to be coming out soon on SGTV. It's called the Job Routes for Electricians mini series. So, like you say, we're talking to people that might be starting in a domestic sector, and then they might be branching off into industrial, rail, commercial, and even into other aspects like lecturing, fire, working in wholesalers, branch managers, that kind of thing. It's all part and parcel of the industry. Even if you're not on the tools anymore, even if you're going into a business side of things, it's still taking all that experience and hands-on experience you've got in the industry and taking it into another direction, which might suit you for certain, periods of your life. It might suit you for certain, issues. Say if a Sparky's knackered their knees from all the years of crawling around in lofts, an office position still in the industry might be their next step. Or
absolutely, yeah.
If you've had enough of doing all your own admin, going to work for someone else, or if you had enough of working for someone else and you want to go step out on your own. It's just one of the things we've been talking about, and what you've said, like it is just that natural progression. I don't see it as like you said, a sideways step. I almost see it as just another progression forward. And it's nice that you've turned a rubbish incident into a good situation.
Yeah, and I will say on the back of that, that I was massively overwhelmed with offers of help from people. I got sent some lovely things from some suppliers, some individual Sparkies. Someone sent me a Screwfix gift voucher. Someone sent me a lovely screwdriver set, and I got so many offers from people, not just for new things, but for things that they didn't need anymore or didn't use anymore, or had sitting lying around because they'd come off the tools, or somebody they know gave it to them or whatever. And on the back of that, actually, it's given me a little bit of inspiration to, in conjunction with some other people on social media, I'm going to try and get like a central location for all of this stuff, and if industry want to get involved and send things.
This is for tools, isn't it?
It's tools, yeah. It's just mainly tools, testing equipment, the things that you really just can't be without. We're going to try and get all this in central location, and we're going to publicise that it's out there, because a lot of people don't realise that there is help out there. I mean, there were a couple of electrical charities that contacted me and said, please send us a list of, what you're trying to replace. Obviously, we can't place all of it, but there might be some things that we can get for you, which was amazing. And I never knew that kind of support even existed.
No, what are the electrical charities?
Well, so there's a couple. There's the Rainy Day Trust, and there's also the Electrical Industry Charity, I think it is. But there are a couple, and they are out there. And there are funds available, and they do want to help. But a lot of people don't know that they're there. So we're going to try and get that message out. So that could be quite good, because there are apprentices that are in need of things. It'd be good to give them a step up the ladder. And then there are also people that are having their stuff nicked, which is soul destroying. If we could get stuff out to them quickly, then it enables them to get back to work. So yes, having my tools stolen was not a pleasant experience, but out of that has come some really positive collaboration, and for me, a new role, which I feel really excited about. So sometimes a friend of mine said this to me the other day. She said, sometimes when you're being rejected, you're actually being redirected. And I love that.
Yeah, nice way to look at things.
Yeah, so not everything is for you. Yeah, sometimes out of adversity comes triumph. So, yeah.
And I suppose that's the message we want to get to people, isn't it? If whatever is coming your way, there's going to be something around the corner. There's going to be help. there's going to be a new direction you could take. If you're in the industry and you're not enjoying a certain aspect of it, there's so many different avenues you could take. There's so many different people you can talk to, and just reach out on social media, speak to Karen.
Well, I got offered another role, which was in fire and security, and
Yeah.
I had never, do you know what? I must have had my blinkers on all this time, because it's not even a sector that I'd even thought about. Fire and security, what's that then? Oh, well, that's things like fire alarm panels and stuff like that. Oh, that'll be them red cables that you see running around. Yeah, that's the thing. I was like, oh, right. And again, I could have gone off in that direction, and I could have had a really interesting role, actually, getting involved in that. Again, something I really don't know anything about, but I've got the right skill set, and I've retrained several times. I've reinvented myself a few times. So, I'm going to be 52 in November, but I don't think age is a barrier to, a change in direction at all. It's mindset more than anything else.
Yeah, I think it's easy to sort of, for people to think, oh, I'm this age now, I can't learn anything else. Doing these videos with electricians has really opened my eyes up to that. People like you, David Savory, who have retrained later in life to do these changes. I think that's brilliant. I think it's amazing, and hopefully it will inspire a lot of people out there, if they are wishing to change, that they can do it.
Yeah, well, anything's possible, and you'll never know until you try.
Yeah.
But it is all about, it's about tapping into the help that you need and the support that makes a massive difference there. Yeah, it really does. And that's where social media is a good thing.
What do you think has given you that drive or inspiration to not let this tool theft, just put the brakes on and actually give you a boost into something else, into another direction?
I just think it was overwhelming to have so many messages of support, and for people to say, please don't stop doing what you're doing. And I guess it's a I don't know, it's just that feeling of not being beaten. I feel, problem with being an empath is that you feel sorry for people who perhaps you shouldn't, but you can't help it. I feel sorry for the people that star models, because at the end of the day, they're a lot worse off than me. I just think it's just I feel passionately about what I do. Like I say, I love working in this sector, and I do love my job at the end of the day. And I'm not hanging my sparky trousers up forever. I'll still be keeping a hand in and doing stuff, keeping my skills up to date, because it's a trade. It's a trade that you've got for life, and it will never go anywhere. And then maybe later on, I might consider doing some training or some teaching, some mentoring. There's so many things that I can get involved in. I mean, there's obviously the Register of Tradesmen as well. That's still in its infancy, and we want to take that places. We want to do training and stuff with that. So there's loads of things. There's not enough time.
Yeah. So what would be your message to anyone who, whether they've had their tools stolen and they're in a similar position, or if they're feeling stagnant and they want to move on into a different area of the industry, what would be your message to them?
I would just say, talk to people, ask for help, ask for advice, because there's, like I said, things came at me that I'd never even really thought about. And you don't know what you don't know till you know. And it's only through talking to people and asking questions that you will find this information out. And you will be surprised. When you think about an electrician, I think people can be a bit, oh, well, electricians do that. That's what they do. And actually, they could list maybe 5 things, but actually, there's 5,055 things that an electrician can do and does do. And they hadn't even thought about all the rest, So Yeah, I just say ask. Just ask for help, ask for advice. Don't just sit there with your blinkers on in tunnel vision thinking that, there's no way out, because there is, but you've got to be open-minded to it.
And if you don't ask, you don't get, because this has come your way from writing a post on social media, like you say, asking if there's any jobs or opportunities. And it would have been quite easy for you or anyone to sit there and think, what do I do? My tools have been stolen. I don't know which direction to go in. What do I do? And just by you asking, putting that one post, getting all these opportunities coming your way. And that's just one, it's that domino effect, isn't it? That one thing has just brought on all these opportunities. So hopefully that will be
amazing.
the message we can portray, get across to people. So yeah. Right. I want to thank you for coming on and talking about this today, Karen. I was worried that it would you might be feeling negative, because I haven't spoken to you before this episode. I was worried that you might be thinking, oh, I'm done with this industry. But it's really nice to hear that you've let this sort of bad experience project you into a positive, direction. It's still in the industry, so it's nice to hear that.
Yeah, you can't get rid of me that easily.
No, we're stuck with Karen Boom, I'm afraid. Right then, Karen, thank you for joining us. Please, anyone out there watching, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification button below. There's plenty more videos on SGTV, the Job Routes for Electricians mini-series, and there's plenty of videos of Karen on there as well. So keep your eyes open for them ones. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.